Hey, how you doing? We're just grooving here. Welcome to Tamika Hall Live. I'm so excited that you're hanging out with me on this Author Tuesday. You know, on Tuesdays, that's what we do. We chat with authors and we take their books global. We're broadcasting live all over the place across multiple platforms, and we are right now being featured on Amazon. And I'm really excited about my guest that I have for you today. Listen, she came out swinging this year. Like, she was not playing when it came to making her mark in the children's book sphere. And so I'm really excited to introduce to some and to present to others Miss Charon Monaye. Hey Charon, how you doing? We're just grooving here, you know, that little neo soul feel, but you're used to that from Philly, you know, right? Like
all day. How are
all
you?
day. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Listen, I'm really excited to have you here. You're a friend to the show. You know, you're a friend to the show. I adore you. You're a sister to me. You're a mentor to me. You tell me off when necessary. You put me in my place when necessary, and everybody doesn't get to have that space in my life. You're now an auntie to my kid child. Y'all. My children have so many aunties and they all try to tell me about me when it comes to those babies. But I'm excited that you are one of them. So Charon, let's just let everybody know who you are in the building. Charon is every woman. She's a mommy. She's well, actually, hold on. Let me take a deep breath and see if I can say all this in one big breath. Okay, here we go. You're a mommy, author, CEO, ghostwriter, screenwriter, poet, playwright, songwriter, and the creator of the adventures of the. Oh my God! Hold on, let me do it again. Charon Monaye is in the building, and she is every woman. She's a mommy, author, CEO, ghostwriter, screenwriter, poet, playwright, songwriter, and the creator of the adventures of Michelle Books. And I didn't even get everything because I didn't type everything. What did I miss? I know I missed something.
Publisher.
What? How did I do that? Well, I said CEO. I said CEO.
Yeah, but you said ghostwriter, didn't say publisher.
Okay, hold on. We go do this again. Okay. What else? What did I miss? Because I can do all that in one breath. What else?
You did. I didn't hear publisher.
But okay. And so, well, then that's just one word. But I got them all in there. Y'all, and she's a publisher.
Because at the end of the day, everyone that you said is really who I am.
Yeah, everything that I said is who you are, and I'm excited that you're hanging out with me. Like I said, you're a friend to the show. There's so many parts of who you are, and so first of all, I love it when you tell the story about the different pieces of you. You know, you're like Lettucey, the pieces of me. So talk to us about who you are and the different names that go with who you are.
Why you want me sounding bipolar?
Well, no, you're not bipolar. People just better know who they're talking to.
All these personalities, yes, y'all need to be careful because depending on what day you may get, one of my personalities.
Okay, right.
But definitely. So my real name is, of course, is Charon. My real middle name is Michelle. So that's who I am, Charon Michelle. So every day you probably will get a piece of her. However, if you work with me, you will get my Sasha Fierce Monaye, which is the nice, how can I help you?
Oh, that's the nice one?
Yeah, Monaye is definitely, you really don't meet her.
Well, who do I meet every day?
Charon, definitely for sure. Definitely. Charon is that cool, calm, collective, Philly girl. Don't come for me. Don't ask for me. I'm nice. And I'm also a Cancer. So I'm a true Cancer. Like, I love on you until you cross me. Monaye is the CEO, the business person, the person that will do whatever she can to make your dreams come true.
Well, I kind of meet both of I kind of get to see all of you.
I mean, you do. Yeah, you do, but you get Charon a little bit more because you're not my client. So I don't have to be the hi, Tamika. How are you today?
Yes. Yeah, look, Miss Danae says, "Good evening, author, ghostwriter, playwriter, mommy, songwriter, CEO, all of that and more."
Yes,
And
yes.
she
See?
says, "Snap, snap." Yeah,
All day, honey.
all
All day.
day.
And don't look a day over 21.
No, you don't. And you actually have a son that is serving our country right now.
I do. My oldest son, Christopher, is actually serving in the United States Army. Thank you for your service, baby boy. And then we have
Absolutely.
my youngest son. He's in the ninth grade. That's Craig. So yeah, yes, honey. And Chris is almost 21. Can you believe it?
No, 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 no. But definitely, Chris, thank you for your service. For real, for real. Cassandra McCrae says hello. She says you look beautiful. Um, let's see here. We have Miss E that is on Amazon Live with us right now. It says Miss E. We also
Oh,
have, yeah. I can't really see the picture, but but they say Ms. E. So hello to you, hello to you. Thank you
hello,
for hanging out with us. Hi, Miss E. And then we have Nicole Ross that is hanging out with us on Amazon as well, who has spoken and said hello. Listen, those of you that are on Amazon, if you have not followed me there yet, please follow me. It lets Amazon know that I'm a cool kid, and I appreciate that. Those of you hanging out with us on one of the other platforms, jump on over to Amazon for me. So listen, there's so many parts of you, but I brought you here because I'm especially excited about this newest cool kid that you've just introduced to the whole entire world by the name of Michelle. So take a minute and talk to us about the adventures of Michelle. And I hope that she's lurking somewhere because I'd like to talk to her, but I
yes.
didn't talk to her agent today, so I
I
don't know
know.
if that's
I
possible.
know. So she won't come if she ain't gonna be here long if she does show up because you did not get clearance from her agent, nor did you contact her assistant to let her know that she had an interview today at 6.
Oops. Well, you're right.
Okay?
It's my bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all the powers that be. So hopefully she makes an
Exactly.
appearance. Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm
But it's
sorry.
okay because her proxy is here. Her
Yeah,
representative,
good.
her representative is here. And for those who watch it, we only doing that because literally Michelle has taken a brand of its own. It's like you have Charon, and it's like I split myself into two people, even
Yeah.
though I'm one. But that's exactly literally what I did because if, like I said, Charon is me and Michelle is my middle name. So what I did is I used this children's book series to kind of go back to my childhood. So it's like I'm Sharon Michelle all over again, but I'm the little girl now talking about different issues and having fun and educating and being that cool kid in West Oak Lane, Philadelphia 215. See, she coming. She doing the kitty stuff now.
Yes.
So it's literally just me being a kid and sharing and reminding kids and encouraging kids that you have a voice, you have a story. It's okay, to be the cool kid in the classroom or the smart kid in the classroom or the kid who likes to explore or adventure or want to learn or as because I remember back in the day when we were in school, you some kids was too shy, you had the teacher's pet or that you would be teased for being, too smart or too educated. And they probably do it now too. But these books and every single book, even though there are different stories and situations that Michelle is going through, is always a part of education and encouraging. Education and encouraging. And for me, as going back to who Sharon Michelle was as a little girl, that's who she was. She loved to play, but she was reading. She was inquisitive. She was in everything. She had so much she wanted to talk about. She asked a lot of questions, the same as Sharon, but she just did it all. So it's like me kind of re-encouraging kids to do that again because with the world we live in and everything that's going on, it's so easy to just be quiet.
Yeah.
Don't say nothing. Don't speak out of turn. Don't say that. That's not nice. And it's like, no, the only way that you're going to learn and grow is by communicating, is by talking, is by learning, is by sharing. And that's what Michelle does in all of her book series.
So who were you in school? Were you the cool kid? Were you the kid that was really quiet? Like, were you a bully? Who were you when you were in school? Now I know you said you asked a lot of questions. I'm not even surprised, but that's of course how you were with adults. And I'm pretty sure your mama, it didn't matter how, but I'm pretty sure you were just very polite. But who were you when it was among your peers?
I was the quiet kid. I know. Don't look at me like that.
Sorry.
I was the quiet kid because I was the shortest, so I was always picked on. I was the bully.
Oh.
I was the kid, so I always tried to just be quiet and stay out of the way. Because it was like, okay, what are you really going to do when everybody is like giant to you? So I was the nerd. I did my work. I was in honor roll all the time. So yeah, I was the quiet, nerd until I started, like, once I got into middle school, I started branching out a little bit, but then it started getting me in trouble. And then the punishment started coming. Exactly. Then I got into the high school, and then I was like, okay, I'm grown. I'm in North Philly. Let's go. I'm on a band. I can hooky school and cut class. Yeah.
So,
she started evolving, honey.
Well, when we very first met, I guess it's been a year, maybe even 2 years now. Mm-hmm. I think at the time I was working in Philadelphia. And it was like a totally different world for me. And I remember you being like, listen, let me school you on Philly really quick. Like let me just school you on this, because, I grew up in the country, and it really is a different world. And I'm not speaking bad against Philly. It just is a different atmosphere. Can you explain for people what it's like to be in the city of Philadelphia? Because I think that also shapes the way that you've written your books and why they're so important to you. So like, because I'm gonna tell you, I was always that educator that felt like every kid was exactly the same, and all I had to do was just love them. And you were like, yeah, no, you can't do that. Like, you were like, I can hear it in your voice, you're too nice. And I was like, but I don't want to yell at other people's kids. And you were like, well, you got to do that first. So what is it like growing up in the rougher parts of Philadelphia?
Survival. It's literally that's how it is to grow up. I mean, in any urban city. I mean, Philly is, certain parts of Philly is no different than certain parts of New York or Baltimore or DC. I mean, it has, like, all of it is not bad, but you're definitely exposed to a lot of things sooner than really sometimes than what you should be. Like when I lived in West Oak Lane, which is so sometimes we call Uptown, is more of at that time it was like a nicer area. It was diverse. Right. You had trees outside. It was grass, the playground.
Y'all have a little bit of grass. Yeah.
It was like, okay, it was like you're not suburban, but you are suburban a little bit. You had the store at the corner. You can go around the back and play. The kids were friendly. But then when I moved to North Philly,
I worked in North Philly.
It literally,
I have a little bit of PTSD from North Philly.
Why?
Girl, I wasn't ready. Like, I can't even but I have a new appreciation for North Philly. And to me, I understand why when people come in there and they're very green and don't understand it, why a child will look at them like, you're a whole alien. Why are you even here? Why do you think it's okay that you can love on? Like, I have a totally different appreciation. And I had babies that were 12, and I had to remind myself that they were not seniors in high school, because they just carry themselves differently. Like, it just,
you have to grow up.
You have to.
Like, I remember when we first moved to North Philly, and I went to Dr. Ethel Allen Elementary School.
That's a long name, girl.
32nd. I know all of our schools were kind of long. They were named after, like, people or
right.
teachers. And my first day at school, I remember getting teased. This girl, Katrina. Oh my gosh, she was like after me. One, because my hair was cute. I was dressed like my hair was probably as long as it is now, or maybe a little longer. And she was just after me. And I'm like, what did I do? I'm not even talking to the girl.
Aww.
But it literally is the strongest will survive.
Yeah.
Sometimes, because certain parts of North Philly, and not the stereotype, because I love my city, I love North Philly, but I mean, it's rough. You have you have a child that could be sitting next to you in a classroom who's hungry, and you come in there with a whole cheesesteak. They look just
Exactly.
like, give me your steak, because that's probably the only thing that they've had to eat. And so the living conditions, you got certain areas that's poverty stricken. Parents is doing the best they can, or mom is doing the best she can. It's a lot of factors. So when the kids do get together, it just becomes, they're angry, so I'm gonna take it out on you, or you have on new Jordan, so I'm gonna take them, or you
Mm-hmm.
have this and I want it, so it's my. It's literally it's survival, and you have to grow up really really fast so you can make it, and then you're exposed to drugs, or
Yeah.
women walking the street, or guys hanging around, and you got to know how to walk through without bumping.
Yeah.
It's rough, but you learn quickly.
You
And then
learn.
I had a person, I forget her name, but she befriended me and was like, do this, or wear your hair like this, or don't wear that shirt. And it's like, oh my God. Until eventually I was walking home from school one day, and Katrina just came behind me and like just punched me in the face for no reason. And I was just like, what the world? And I was too scared to hit her back there because I wasn't used to this. And then after a while, it was just like, then that's when I kind of endured some of the bullying. And after a while, it was like, okay, I'm gonna have to get a little tougher. So instead of me getting tougher with the fist, I started putting up different guards or face expressions or my words. I was able to kind of, move it that way, or hang out with the band in high school, or just again get quiet. And that's what
Right.
really led to my writing, because I started becoming quiet. It saved
So
me less trouble.
so we see all of these different titles with Michelle, like Michelle Goes to Congress, and we see Michelle Goes to the Beach, Michelle Goes to Paris. I'm just showing some of these because it's right here readily available. So Michelle takes all of these trips.
Mm-hmm.
As a child, were these places that you dreamed of going? And is that kind of why you write about them?
No, no, no. No, I didn't go anywhere. I didn't go to any. Well, I did travel. We did with Enon Baptist Church, or with my aunts. I did travel to Alabama and meet families. We did travel to Ohio to different events, and we did travel to DC. But when it comes to the Michelle series, every single one of these stories here, outside of Michelle Goes to Paris, that is a dream of mine. And when I was able to do this, I was like, Michelle got to Paris before Charon did. And that's Charon's ultimate goal. So Paris is like literally, that's probably the only thing that really connected me back as a child, because I fell in love with the Eiffel Tower. I love the Eiffel Tower. That's what I want to see. Once I fly to Paris, see the Eiffel Tower, I can literally fly back home. I'm done. I have nothing else I want to see. But the other things outside of Michelle and her magical pen, that literally is me being a writer, which I've been doing since a kid. But the other Michelle journeys literally is me as an adult. It's me exposing kids to things that they typically probably would not go to. Especially now with schools not going on school trips or different things. So what kid really now is going to be able to get to Congress? So now I'm bringing Congress to them. Depending on what city or state you live in, you may not have a beach right there. So I'm bringing you to the beach. So I kind of use a lot of these places now that I've been to, or I work with, or my educational background is in law. So of course Congress was going to come up, because debate me if you want to, honey. I should have been a lawyer, but it's like it's now me, kind of giving kids, bringing certain things to kids that they necessarily wouldn't have at their reach. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I put myself on mute as I was like scrolling through so people can hear me clickety clacketing. What's been the response to the Michelle books?
Amazing. I literally have had teachers contact me and board books for their classrooms. I've partnered with a daycare center to get their books in, to get Michelle books into their homeless shelters, to have sort of
Wow.
kids can have books to read while they're, in placement. Just, everyday moms and dads buying them for their kids. Is the response has truly have been amazing. And it's the first time, with me jumping into the children's books realm. It was like, okay, people, a lot of people know me as the nonfiction, the self-help, the business. Like, is they going to accept this one? And it's like, yes, thank you. This is a book for us, by us. It's like almost rebirthing FUBU, but in a book format. Because every character in the Michelle series look like us, dream like us, think like us, go through some of the stuff that we go through. So it literally is a book where kids not only see themselves, but they can relate or can tell you what's in that picture because they see it in their schools.
Cassandra over on Amazon says, great job. She says, great job. So most of the Michelle books came out this year.
Yes, outside of the very first one. Can you see? Michelle, this one came out last year on my 10-year author anniversary. You know me, I'm very strategic.
I know, yes.
So this was the very first one. And then this year, every other one, or the rest of them, Imagine Life with Our African American Inventors.
Yes.
Show Congress.
I have that one.
Yes. And then The Beach. And then you have Paris.
Look at little pigtails.
And that's how I used to wear my hair. And either a bun or a little pigtails on the side, and they connect up top.
Listen, when my mother used to do my hair like that was my favorite hairstyle. And of course, I tried when I had my little girls. First of all, I'm not good at hair, but I can do a mean Afro puff, and I always wanted to do that, and my kids hated it. And I'm like, why don't you like this? This was mommy's favorite hairstyle. And of course, they're like, but you old, girl. Like, that's why that was my favorite hairstyle when I was little.
I used to take the barrettes out that would hold them together and then bring it down.
Well, see, you have longer hair than I do. And your hair probably is heavier than mine. So if I would have done that, my hair would have just been like this. Okay. I would have like I had antennas. Now, if I had long hair like you, that would have been a different story. Like my mother would be getting on me. If my hair would actually hung down, it would have been over. But see, for me, I had to wear not like, for me who struggled with, I did have hair when I was younger, but my mom always kept it either braided all in beads and stuff like that. So in order for me to imagine having hair that swings like you do, I would have to get the pantyhose and I'd put them on my head, and child would take those pantyhose over and I would be brushing the two little legs. Yeah. See, you don't understand the struggle. I don't care that you lived in Philadelphia. You don't understand my world.
I don't.
Listen, you better be happy I don't have some pantyhose here right now, because I would show you what a real struggle is.
Wow.
What real survival is. That's the true stocking cap. Did you wear a stocking cap?
I had a scarf.
Oh, you wore a scarf.
Well, just because I lived in the ghetto wasn't mean we was poor.
Listen, it wasn't even that. I had to wear stockings on my head, and they would be mom's holy nylons.
Yeah, no,
like with the runs in them.
I had a scarf.
And I can't even lie. And don't let me like lose all the stockings, because I can't wear the good ones. Then you just put a pair of clean panties on your head. Whatever keeps your hair right. You don't understand the struggle.
Yeah, I don't understand the hair struggle. Yeah, because I used to have the ponytail. Yeah, my mom did keep my hair in a lot. I did wear beads. And then
listen, when I wore beads, it was over.
Yeah.
It was over. Okay. I was swinging my hair all the time, child.
That's it. And then once I got into high school, then that's when I started. You know how we used to do the tight with the rollers?
Girl, yes. Kids don't understand. Kids are just, listen, and okay. In high school, like freshman year, were you doing the little baby hair?
I was.
I refuse to do baby hair now. I just refuse to do baby hair.
But I would have the waves. And remember how we used to lift it crunchy?
Girl, the scrunchie. Listen, These kids don't understand
Yeah,
style
put a
nowadays.
ponytail. I would then, as my hair started, I would put that thing up in a ponytail, and then she would do like a little. It'd be like this little tall little
Yes, the
thing
tiger,
tower
and
over
then
my
you
head.
take all the little rollers, and then you got all little tight little.
Yep,
These
the
chum, they
fat
don't understand.
piece.
Girl, they
Mhm.
don't understand. They
Yep.
don't get it. They don't
And
get it. And
especially with the waves, honey.
the
That
finger waves and
brown
stuff,
tail.
child. The
Yep.
Adventures of Michelle all day. You need to do Adventures of Michelle and put some finger waves in her head. Something I would love to see what that looked like.
We're not doing that.
No, okay.
I'm just gonna leave.
You ruined my life. Okay. So what are your future plans for Michelle? Because Michelle this year, just like Michelle's doing better than I am as far as a brand. I mean, like she's got
Michelle's
backpacks
doing
and all
better
kinds
than
of stuff.
me.
Yeah, like what are her what are the plans? What do we see when it comes to Michelle? Because she's more than just books. And I'm getting ready to flash us to the screen. For those that are just joining us, I'm speaking to Charon Monaye. She's the creator of the Adventures of Michelle books. Oh, yikes. I'm throwing things around. Yes, 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 y'all. And you all can grab any of her books right here on Amazon. So if you have not done so, you actually can get most of these books in time for Christmas. So, for example, Michelle and Her Magic Pen. This is a book that you can get before Christmas. So, get something for your babies. Okay. Michelle Goes to Congress. You can get this before Christmas. Let's teach our babies how to dream big. Michelle Goes to the Beach. Again, this is another title that you can get before Christmas. Yes, yes, yes. So
And let
make sure
me
that you
give
go
you
ahead
a
and
little
place your order.
secret. So let me give you
Yeah,
a little secret
I like
about
secrets.
Congress. Yes. Let me give you all a secret about Congress. So those who a lot of people don't know, but education wise, I have I've been a paralegal. I have 4 degrees, so I'm more than just books and business, honey. I'm also a brainy. Told y'all I was a nerd.
Yes.
So but my educational background is in government and law, and my bachelor's is in poli sci. I love the structure of government. So
I have poli sci in my background too.
we got a lot of things to connect it. But yes,
Absolutely.
so these last 2 elections we've had, I've always, it ran my blood pressure up. I'm arguing at Facebook with the people who talking. I just I just realized how a lot of people don't understand the structure of government.
No, they don't. They don't get it.
So they have no clue because you're yelling about people that don't have the power nor the control to
Absolutely.
do what you think they should be doing. So
Yes.
Michelle Goes to Congress really was birthed because of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, you all, America. It really was birthed because of the foolishness that I was watching. I'm sorry, I'm on my soapbox, but it literally was to truly educate people on who truly runs this country. A lot of people say it's the president. Can I tell you it is not?
It's
Okay.
not.
A lot of people say it's the Supreme Court. No. Sorry. Once again, it's not. It's Congress. Okay. The House of Representatives and the Senate has more control over your life than the president does. Whether it's your life, whether it's your money, whether it's your options, whether it's assistance, Congress, the House, the Senate controls the world. Who and what does the president control? The military, the executive agencies. So while we're mad at presidents because you broke is beyond me. Okay, let's start there.
Okay.
So that
Okay.
that literally was the story. Because I mean, and it's funny because a lot of the stuff in the book, like I have them going in Congress, and they're in the House of Representatives, and they're even the tour guide is even telling the class, Michelle's class, I made it as a class trip. She's even teaching Michelle, like, what is the purpose of the House of Representatives? Who do they represent? Why is it more people in the House than it is in the Senate? And then they go to the Senate, and then then she explains why is it less people, less representatives in the Senate? Who do they represent? What is it that they do? Why are they so important? And if you think about it, the Senate literally checks and balance every single branch. Anything that you want to get done in the Supreme Court or the executive branch, which is the president, has to go through the Senate. So that book for me was like, yes, finally, there is something
I get to tell people off and I get to teach the babies at the same time.
Yes, thank you. And then I even put the amendment. This is how passionate I am about law.
I see it, boo.
Yes, girl. If you don't child, what was it? Our last election, when that man was on TV talking about the election was I stayed up all night.
Did you?
I was furious. I'm like, are you?
I thought it was the craziest thing to me.
And I wrote Congress right after that whole situation.
Did you?
I wrote because I'm like, this is crazy. And I even put the amendments of the Constitution and Bill of Rights. See, I educated everybody, the kids and the adults. Okay, right here. I don't know if y'all can see the Constitution. You have all the amendments right there that teaches you what your right is when it comes to voting. So,
yes,
that's that Congress. That's my baby.
Yeah, and so folks, you saw it right here. You can grab that book, get that, educate your babies, educate your grandbabies. That book is available before Christmas.
Don't be teaching these.
Absolutely.
Hating people and they ain't got no.
I agree. So Cassandra over on Amazon wants to know, she says, how do we get the Michelle merch? Like she wants the backpack. I know that you had a beach towel and all that fun stuff.
You go to charonmonaye.com and then click on where you see Michelle collection. So you just go right to my website and Michelle got her own tab. I'm telling you, Michelle got her own thing.
Michelle is doing her thing. Here we go. I can show everybody. There we go. It's right here on the screen. So we have access to the books here. We have the different merch. Like, how cute is this?
Yes, the beach towel. And the beach towel actually goes with the book.
Yes, how fun. How cute is she? She is so adorable. She is so adorable. And I think it is fun for babies to see a character that looks like them. So what's the age range for this? Like, how young can people start reading the Michelle books to their kids? And, approximately how old do you think that they'll go?
Normally I have them as like K to 6 because so I had to give a shout out to my mom, Shirley Hobson, because she is an early childhood, she's retired, with the Philadelphia School District of Philadelphia. She was a teacher's assistant with early childhood kids with the Bright Futures program. So when I first started with, I don't know her whole business, she's gonna be truly mad, but she's retired. When I first came up with the Michelle series, I ran it past her because she works with kids. She's been she worked with the school board for like over 30 years. So what better way to ask how should this be? So I asked her and she was like, no, write it this way. I wouldn't read that book to my kids because they're too young. No, don't put that word in there. No, like I was like, oh my God, this is a mess. Like, what can I write? The cat is blue? Like, no.
Yes.
So some of the books, are very kindergarten friendly. Congress is definitely 5th and 6th grade. So depending on I can say beach is like elementary. This is definitely middle or like early middle, 3rd and 4th grade. Mm-hmm. So it's a mixture, but I would say you'll probably be safe between K through 6.
And honestly, I think nowadays we need to give our babies a little bit more credit. And I would even venture to say Congress might be something that just because they love Michelle and she's fun and she is going to big places and taking them around the world, we probably need to start reading that to our babies even younger. I mean,
and some parents have. I've had some parents that actually sat down with their first and second grader and read Congress and had a whole conversation and then went on the website to show them exactly where the U.S. Capitol is. Because
well, you think about Alice in Wonderland. I remember that being read to us when we were younger. The way it is written is really not for children. Like you really have to like it really isn't. And so I'm like, we really need to give our kids a little bit more credit. And like you said, it adds to a parent and child dynamic when you can sit down and show your child this and even take a trip and say, okay, so Michelle went to Congress. I've seen where you've had parents have been taking their children on trips and their babies have been at the place with the Michelle book. Like that has been the coolest thing to see.
Because I'm introducing kids to things that you necessarily wouldn't see. Like how many kids actually, and I'm trying to use book because now I'm in my teacher mode. Okay.
Well, go ahead, girl. Okay.
Yeah, so how many kids can say that they actually seen the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah.
But now in this book, they're not going to only get introduced to the Eiffel Tower, but other amazing things in Paris or in France. And because a lot of Paris, the history of Paris and the history, of those certain areas overseas have a lot to do with U.S. history.
Absolutely.
So even though Michelle is going to Paris, and then also Michelle is talking French in here. So I'm also
excuse me.
Yes, honey. Yes, honey. I told you Michelle is teaching y'all things you don't even know, honey. But Michelle is introducing you to things or introducing kids to things that is not in their everyday life. It's all about exposing our kids to help them to want more and to see the opportunity that's bigger than their block.
So Charon, I know that in addition to this, we did kind of talk about the fact that you are a publisher. You actually do publish. I mean, you're also in the corporate world, like major. How do you balance all of that while now dreaming again and allowing yourself to chase this new dream of Michelle? Because a lot of times we get stuck as being a CEO and coaching people, and then we're working, and like you were running around at the height of the pandemic, and you're like, part of your job was to educate people and tell them that they needed to wash their hands, and like so we're dealing with all of this stuff. How are you doing all of that and still finding time to dream?
That's a very good question.
I like giving good questions.
I know. Tamika stumped me. You need to write this thing down.
I'm sure enough good. I'm gonna write it inside the Congress book too. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. Like I stumped Charon. I think at the end of the day, I always remember my why. For me, that's what keeps it balanced. Is because I'm always remembering why I started in the first place. And I hold on to that. I look at my kids daily because they are a big motivation. Because one of the things, even when I started this business and why I'm still in business, a lot of it is because I wanted my kids to have an inheritance versus a bill. I wanted my kids to have a legacy of their mommy versus just an obituary. So I continue to grow Pen Legacy and the publishing and being able, to sell, because when it comes to the publishing and the ghostwriting and different things of that nature, I use that because I know that's me giving my gift back from God to others, because it's not all mine. I try not to be selfish with the gifts that I have because it could be taken away from me too. So it's me understanding why I have the power and the position that I have. And then when it comes, back to me, it's me reminding myself who I am. Because even when you're pulled in so many different directions, you lose you. And one of the things of me, always remembering who Charon Michelle or who Charon Monaye is because I'm the queen of what I do. Nothing moves if I don't move first. Like I am the trier and the tester of my business, of my brand, of my conversation. So I have to keep, trying to include Charon in there, even if it means I can't take that many clients, which I'm not. 2023, I am not taking that many clients because it's time for Charon to talk again. So I have to know when to start, stop, reduce, increase, because God has given me a lot of areas I have to touch on top of reminding myself that I'm a mommy. And at the end of the day, everything I'm building is breaking generational curses. It's breaking wealth curses. It's giving my kids something that, you know, I want them to have and not what society say they should get at my funeral. So I put a lot of pressure on me a lot of times because of my kids and my vision for them. But at the end of the day, I'm also serving the gift that God gave me.
Where does your confidence come from? Because you're very confident. And so I think like what people see on social media, some might feel like you're a little cocky. Sometimes some people probably feel like you're too confident, but you really are very sweet. You're very giving, right? Where is the confidence? Because it's not being cocky. You're literally just confident. So where did that come from? How did you grow into being the confident woman that you are?
Because at the end of the day, I earned it.
Come on.
You can't take it from me. So if you understand, a lot of times I look at it this way. If you understood what I had to go through, what I've had to sacrifice, what I've had having to give up, what I've lost, I'm going to celebrate these wins. Because being all over the place, being a single mom, trying to think and dream bigger with no money, low money, lack of resources, lack of opportunity, a whole lot of no's, a whole lot of doors closed. So yes, when a door opens, I'm going to shout.
Okay, listen, it doesn't take much for me to like. We have to celebrate the wins.
You have to celebrate the wins, especially because so now you can ready to bring out the coach. So because when you think about being an author or anything in entertainment, whether it's an artist, an actress, whatever, there is always a struggle. There's always survival. There's always I want to quit, and there is always reasons why you want to stay. And sometimes you get all of them at the same time. There's always a lot of times where you have more expenses than you have money.
Come on.
Where you have more opportunities and you can't get there. So you have to sometimes take a minute and be like, you know what? I earned that. Nobody gave it to me. I'm going to accept that. Thank you, God, for the blessing. I'm walking in this.
Come on.
Because as long as you earned it, it wasn't handed, it wasn't given. It's yours. You own it. It's going to live when you pass. Why not celebrate? And I mean, yeah, a lot of times I do posts. It's like, okay, she thinks she got it going on or the world is perfect. No, it just finally looked right.
Come on.
It just fine. I'm celebrating that this foolishness finally looks right. After 10 years of struggling and being hungry, I'm finally full.
Ooh.
Deep friendly.
I love it.
Because I'm going to keep celebrating.
Cassandra said is a word. She said that over on Amazon.
It's a word. Because you have to think about it. I mean, one thing about social media is that we all kind of show a facade. We all show the girl. Let me tell you, my book is an Amazon bestseller. My book is released. My brand is building. People loving me. But do we ever really talk about the struggles that we go through, the issues that we face, the hungry nights, the sleepless days, where you really don't want to do it, but you got clients on the phone cussing you out because the book is not right or this is happening. No.
Or you're like me trying to eat a cheeseburger at like 9 o'clock in the morning and crying to Charon like, I just can't take it.
Absolutely. This is hard. to produce these books and write and publish and pray it works. That's hard. It is hard to do what we do, but we do it anyway. Some do it for the purpose, some do it for the love. I just do it because I love to write and I need an outlet. But at the end of the day, I'm going, and that's why for me, I try to post some testimony stories. I try to post encouragement stories. It's not just all like, girl, check Google me. No, 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 no,
Let me
no,
tell you
no.
something. I was so excited. I used to tell people to Google me all the time. Like, it was so ridiculous. The first time I heard somebody say Google me, I had students, they'd be like, Miss Tamika, because at first I was just Miss Tamika. I didn't want them to call me by my last name. You got a website? I was like, Google me, like just being smart. Google me, like
That's being cocky. It's like,
that's being cocky.
That I gotta Google you, like what?
But
like,
you know what? What I love is how we evolve, because I think a lot of times we are there where we feel like we have to prove ourselves. When did you realize? Because I see where Cassandra said, shut the front door. We have Karen that said blessings. Michelle is echoing you when she said celebrate, right?
Absolutely.
She said celebrate. We have Tina over here. She's smiling. She's eating popcorn. She's giving thanks. She's doing all of that stuff, right? Hey, Robin, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining us tonight. But I think at some point we do, all of us kind of got a cocky season at some point. Like, I don't know. I think for me, sometimes I had to do it to kind of fake it until I made it. When did you grow into your own? When you didn't feel like you had to prove yourself, like you just knew that you were good at what you did on any level. It could be anything that you do. But when did you stop having to prove yourself to other people?
2018.
Okay.
And a lot of people are like, wow, that was just a couple years ago. Absolutely. That's why I celebrate so much now.
Come on.
2018, when I came, the end of 2017, I came up with the idea of producing my play, Get Out of Your Own Way, in Hollywood, California.
What?
I was faced with, it's not going to work. Nobody knows you. That's not a smart move. I was living in Philadelphia at the time. All I knew was parenthesis Gardner in Hollywood, California. So a lot of the stuff that they were saying was right. That was very risky. I was producing a play where I knew nobody in another state outside of one person across the United States, clean across the United States.
Yeah.
Okay. See? Crazy.
That's gutsy. That's gutsy.
That was risky.
Yeah.
However, we did the auditions. We had the people. We did, then my director, because parenthesis came on as director. Then parenthesis was talking about, because I was only going to do one show. Because I'm like, okay, this is a risk. So I'm going to go big, but I'm going to play small at the same time. Parenthesis said, no, we're going to do 5 shows. I said, ooh, clerk, let me grab the pearls, honey. 5 shows, okay. Let me count up the money. Okay, 5 shows. And the state, nobody knows me. Hollywood, California.
Hollywood, no less, right? Yeah, of all places.
Out of all, but see, one thing about me is when God gives me a calling, I'm obedient, whether I understand the mission or not.
Woo! That's somebody. Please type that down so I could put that up there. Yes,
literally. So she said 5 shows. I said, okay, I'm going to trust you, and I'm going to trust God. But if this don't work, y'all both got checks to send me. Okay. Somebody better pay me. Okay. The play premiere. I flew to Hollywood. We did the auditions. I flew back home. So she did rehearsals and everything without me. So I literally put my whole production and trust in parentheses. While I stayed in Philadelphia and just sent cash apps and PayPals to pay for everything, the theater, the props, the playbills, everything. Me and my kids flew over to Hollywood. First show, sold out. Second show, sold out. Third show, sold out. Fourth show, sold out. Fifth show, sold out. And what also happened was is that people from Philadelphia, New York, New Jersey, Delaware, what did they do? They flew to Hollywood to see my show. And then January of 2019, what happened? The show went back up for an encore. And then after that, what happened? May of 2019, the play went to New York and Times Square off Broadway. Sold out. Sold out.
What?
Who gonna fight me? After that, you can't touch me. Because I did my confidence and my belief and my writing and my position of who I am and me believing enough in God to go through all the crazy, almost 3,000 miles apart, gave me almost 10 sold out shows in states I knew no one, not one person. So
and the big thing's about faith. It was about your faith and being obedient.
And yeah, it was definitely about the faith and definitely about obedience. And me believing in myself. Because it was times where I was doubting myself as a writer. Like, okay, is this script good enough? Because I was the writer and the producer. I wrote this. So it was like, okay, now I was like second guessing my writing. Is this writing enough to where it's going to bring the people out? Is this title enough that is going to bring the people out? Is the people in Cali going to resonate to me? They don't know me. They're like, who was this playwright talking about? She has a play coming over here. She didn't say I'm Philly. Like that's how it is. But instead of me, listening to what people were telling me, I had to believe enough in me and build up my own confidence in what I was producing as a writer, as a CEO. Because even with Get Out of Your Own Way, I created co-author books. So 3 book series came out of Get Out of Your Own Way. On top of t-shirts, journals, pens, sold out.
Sold out.
So from that moment on, that's when I was able to step in to who I was supposed to be and validate my own self. So when somebody said, "Why would you do that?" It's like, well, who's going to stop me? If I can produce a play from Philly, Cali, and sell out and end up in New York, why wouldn't I?
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't I? And I didn't have money dropping off the sky or people running to sponsor me. I didn't even know where the money was coming from half the time. I was clueless. Producers would call me and be like, "Hey, we need more money for the theater." I'm like, okay. As soon as I hung up on the phone, I would get another phone call like, "Hey, we're interested in something. Can you send me an invoice?" Bam, there you go. Producer says your money on the way.
And that truly is how when God gives you an assignment and you literally walk in, and I love it. Robin actually, she typed it all the way out. She said, when God gives me an assignment, I'm obedient, whether I understand the lesson or not. Like that if we didn't pull any nuggets from tonight, that's a nugget. Cassandra said, she said, that's incredible faith. She said the obedience opened the provision. And I love that is how God works. And you move big. You move aggressively. You don't do anything small. You do not do anything small. And I love that about you.
I did that already. I played small when I was broke.
Woo! Come on.
Why would I play? Okay, you on the road tonight. We're going to have to talk after this one. Why would I play small? Well, I mean, why would anybody play small? The smaller you play, that's really what your outcome is going to be.
Absolutely.
You get what you play. And I mean, at the end, because you work with me with Legacy, I tell my authors, everything that we do is big. We're not yelling for Amazon bestseller. That's what you're not getting with me. We're going for New York Times. You need coins. You need sales. You need global this. You need global that. So if you want Amazon bestseller, I'm not your publisher. Because to me, that's playing small. Why not go and get into the room where you can be seen, where you can get the opportunities, where people can hear your voice and really read your books? This country right now, everybody is selling a book, and all your vision is Amazon? No.
But we do love Amazon because we're right now on the Amazon platform. We're in love with Amazon tonight.
I know. We do love Amazon, but there is more.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with wanting more. There's nothing more. I mean, Amazon can be a part of whatever it is that you do, but bigger. Jeff, the owner of Amazon, shout out, but he's showing you Amazon is not enough. This man going to space. Come on, founder.
Yeah.
What are we doing? No, if the founders of these companies is playing big, then why are you comfortable?
Don't be comfortable. And don't put your eggs in one basket is also what I'm hearing you say from that, and I was just messing with you because I know that you're not like pooping on Amazon, but it's one of major things. And also just in terms of like what I even heard from the plays, there's more that came from that. You had books and you had journals and you had merch, and there's so much more that as an author, a lot of times, and I say this to all of my clients too, whether I'm working with a client that comes through you or one that comes through me, I believe that when God gives you something, it's not just that one thing, because I think that God gives us all abilities to do something, but only a very small percentage of us actually have the tenacity and the discipline to sit down and do it. So I'm like, once God knows he can trust you with the assignment he gave you, he does not stop right there. So yeah, it's a book, but you probably have a book and you have a journal. And if you did all of that, go ahead.
A lot of times God gives you the crumb. You figure out the mission. So some of us jump into this and say, okay, God told me to write a book. No, he didn't. He told you to share your story. You decided the book. The mission could be you taking that book and putting it into a play, or you taking it and putting it into a film, or you taking it and putting it into a course. Because sometimes God doesn't tell you the complete direction. He tells you where to start. And a lot of us take that starting point and we live there. That's also thinking bigger, thinking outside the box. Okay, I have a book. What's next? Am I just going to go on Facebook every day and say, buy my book? No, please don't. Or if you do, untag me, because I hate that phrase.
Okay? Oh, I can't stand it. Look, Cassandra wanted to know when you were talking about like the playing small when it came to like book sales and stuff. She said, was that Michelle or Charon?
Oh, that's Charon, honey. That is
definitely Charon. You did not get the professional, y'all. That is typically who I encounter every day. And don't let me go to her with some madness where I'm like, girl, this is what so and so said to me. She'd be like, what? Like Sharon is like, she don't let nobody mess with me, y'all. Don't mess with me. Robin says, she said, we can't limit ourselves to our own vision. Come on, Robin.
Not at all. Because even your own vision can stand in your way. Sometimes our own vision is our fear. We limit our vision. Because a lot of us is not programmed or conditioned to think beyond our vision. That's why we can only produce at the level of what we can see. So if you're only seeing books, then that's the only level you think you're going to be able to go.
Absolutely.
And then you just keep putting book out after book out after book out after book out. And it's like, okay, so what's next? Another book. But if you see beyond your own vision, and that's where the thinking big is, that's some of the things that I had to do is, okay, I'm doing this book, but what's the bigger vision? Is I want to see my name in lights. I wanted to see my name more, in theaters. I want to, one day submit my book to the NAACP Image Award, which, by the way, I've done. So we have to check next month and see if I got the nomination.
Hello.
But Michelle books are officially submitted and under consideration for the NAACP Image Award.
Yes,
yes. People watching that have books have done that. You have to think beyond big. You have to think beyond your own vision. That you can't. Why would you play small?
Cassandra said blurry eyes. She said that's why they have blurry eyes.
And they do. But then you have to surround yourself with people, because even if you have blurry eyes, your tribe shouldn't.
That's it.
Everybody surrounding me makes me think bigger, even though my big is big enough, honey. Okay. I don't need no help. I am very greedy. But you still need people around you that if I see, like, okay, like Tamika have said, I've yelled at it and she calls me. If I see where Tamika eyes is blurry, like I did when she shared about her interview with Evelyn Braxton last week, by the way, kudos to Evelyn. Go Evelyn, go Evelyn. But even when she started sharing that, I pulled her coattail. I sent her a text message like, yo, what you gonna do? You need people around you that can be pushed beyond what you see.
And let's be honest too, because a lot of times we have people in our tribe that are jealous of us.
That's why
Come
y'all
on.
share all your tribe.
So you do.
My tribe is less than 10 people. I don't need cheerleaders, honey.
No, and you need people around you that want to see you win and don't see you as competition. I was saying to somebody, to a client that we actually both share, I said, listen, we work together. We are literally in the same industry. There is no competition. I said, Charon, she handle stuff that I can't stand. I handle different things. Like, we legit want to see each other win. Right. 2 single moms, 2 women of faith, two CEOs. And it's like, why are we competing? For what? You'll tell me when you think I'm playing too small. You're like, what are you doing? And you've done it. What are you doing? Tamika, you're worth more than that. Like, why are you letting people talk to you like that? You know, and so you really got to pay attention to your tribe, because the point of the matter is we don't do everything the right way, and we don't always move the way that we should. So if you have a tribe that is allowing you to move at mediocre pace, you really need to check your tribe.
Absolutely. And check yourself. Because it's something
absolutely.
Because a lot of times your tribe is a reflection of you.
Yes.
So if there's something wrong with your tribe, then you need to look at you.
Because I mean, I look at, like, I have like Cassandra. Cassandra loves me. Cassandra's my assistant. She works with me in my business and in my ministry. And as much as she loves me, she will not allow me to play small. Right. She will not allow me to allow myself to be taken advantage of. If she sees something, she's like, girl, what are you doing? Like, I keep my tribe very small, but they are, this is how you know who your tribe is. You allow them to speak into your life. I don't give everybody permission to just say anything to me, or to speak into my life, or to give me direction. So if you have too many people doing that, it's kind of time to release some of them.
Right. And sometimes also you have to understand the seasons of your tribe.
Uh-oh.
This is what I'm dealing with right now. It's because just because you're in my tribe don't mean you need to go into my next. That's where a lot of people get stuck, because we get these tribes, we get these circles, and we want them to ride till the wheels fall off. No, because some people are only in your life for that vision that they were supposed to help you get to, or that landing that they were supposed to help you get to.
And you're not required to carry everybody to every single level.
And you're not even obligated. So if somebody tried to tell you, because I was here when you first started, it was like, okay, well, thank you. You were paid dearly. Okay.
We did have that type of conversation. Yeah. It's like, you got paid. You didn't do anything for free. You didn't, like, come on.
It's no obligation. Because who's around us really dictate. Like Will Smith and other people have said, the 5 people that you talk to on a daily basis is pretty much who your life will be like. Sometimes you got to switch players.
Yes.
Just like football. Sometimes I got to sell this player to go over there, and I need to pick up a new person, because where I'm going next, these tribes can't take me. So now I need a new set of tribes, or a new set of people, because now they understand the calling. They understand, okay, Charon, you know what? You've won this NAACP. I'm going to put that out there.
You've
won this NAACP Image Award for Michelle. So now what's next is we need to do this. Well, the people in my tribe today won't know how to get me to the next. So now it's time for me to switch out some players.
And honestly, when you really walk in faith and you allow God to lead you, he starts building your tribe even before you get there, I'm noticing. You know what I'm saying? Like, players start appearing, and sometimes we don't even know when we're going to utilize them, but God starts to position you with the players
Absolutely.
before you need them.
Absolutely. And it's funny that you say that, because even now, like with me working with, Miss Evelyn Braxton as a client, or Ty Johnson Chavez, those players are Hollywood.
Yeah.
I don't, even though I'm working with them in a capacity of books, but do I know what the reciprocating of that back to me is going to be?
Come
I have
on.
no clue. But now with them being in my tribe, as Miss E told me, I can take you places that you can't take yourself.
That's it.
I'll be like, okay, well,
Well, I got
this
my
is
bag packed
relationship.
and I
All
have my
the
passport.
time. Okay, I'm ready. Because you never know who God is going to put in your life for that next. So be careful on, if you're going to do the tribe, when you're going to get the tribe, you understand their purpose. Because some tribes is just, they're seasonal. They're just like relationships. You were there for that season. Now it's time for me to drop off and pick up this tribe. We're going to be friends. We're going to be homies. But where I'm going, you don't understand. You can't teach me how to win over here.
And there's really not enough room all the time. Cassandra, she actually had said seasonal relationships, and she said NFL players get traded every day.
All the time. All the time. It's a draft every year.
All the time. So let us, because look, we switched from talking about the book to just boss lady conversation. So listen, folks, if you're just jumping in, you're just tuning in, this is Tamika Hall Live, and I'm hanging out with my friend. Sometimes she's my boss, she's my sister, she's my mentor, she's all of those things, and I love her. Charon Monaye, who's the creator of The Adventures of Michelle. Adventures of Michelle. Now, before
smile when I talk about this.
You get a book. You get a book. You get a book.
Who wants one?
Yeah. Now, talk to us about the latest book. Michelle sold 0 books, because before we go, like that's the book that just came out. So
Yes.
so yeah, make us hip to that real quick. Let me put that on the screen too.
So here's the teacher in me again. See how I just switched? So Michelle sold 0 books. So this book is very dear to me, simply because at the end, it's really the continuation of Michelle and her magical pen. So Michelle and her magical pen, really quickly, Michelle and her class was tasked to write stories that was going to be submitted for their end of the year project, which was going to be a co-author book. So Michelle had to write a story, and all the kids in the class had to write a story, and it was going to be published. Now Michelle has her book, but she ain't selling none, which is a typical story for a lot of authors. Okay, we all happy about the process, but we ain't sold the book yet. So in this book, Michelle goes through trying to figure out how to be an entrepreneur, how to sell her books. And there's a book fair at Penn Legacy Elementary School. See, that's a good thing when you have your own brand. You just brand yourself out in everything that you write.
And that's smart to do that. Yeah.
So Penn Legacy Elementary School has a book fair, and Michelle and all of the kids are trying to sell their books. But Michelle doesn't get any sales. So she goes home and she cries to her mom. And her mom calls who? Charon Monaye. To be her book coach.
Da, 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 da.
Absolutely. Which is funny because Charon is talking to Michelle. How cool is that? Like I'm talking to myself. But Charon is Michelle's coach, and she teaches her how to sell her books and how to talk to clients and all of the Charon tricks on pretty much how Charon sells her own books.
So basically, authors need to buy this book
too. Yes. See, all of my books are like multifaceted, so it's information for adults and kids. So
yes.
After Michelle goes through her coaching session with Charon, then the next day, which is the last day of the book fair, Michelle goes with her books. She has more confidence. She knows exactly what to do. She's standing up. She knows what to say, and da-da-da. Michelle sells out her books.
I love it. I love it. What a fun thing.
Isn't this a cool picture?
Yes, that's so sweet. She's hugging Charon.
Yes.
She's hugging.
Here's Michelle.
Oh, look at you, Charon. Now, do you own any shoes that look like that?
No. No. It's illustration. Everything ain't real life.
Well,
Okay, so here's a little thing. Now,
so you're covering the mic with a book.
wait, you see it?
Yep, I see. We see it. We just can't hear you when the book's in front of your face.
Oh, okay. So that was Michelle and Marquise. Michelle is now autographing her book. That's towards the end. So that's pretty much but I'm not going to tell no secrets of what Sharon said.
Well, we need to put Aunt Tamika in a book because I would love to see what my illustration looks like. Aunt Tamika's gonna have big hair, big earrings, big heels. Don't play. Don't put me in no flat heels.
We got to put her in the treehouse.
We got to put her in the treehouse. Sashaying with her heels on. Don't you put me in no flats.
And in the flat in the treehouse with no Wi-Fi.
I'm already having like palpitations behind that. Like I'm already having palpitations behind that one. Yes. So Sharon, before you go, let everybody know how can they connect with you? Because I told you I was only going to have you on here for like 15 minutes, and I've definitely overspent my time.
It's what we do. Like this is my fifth time on the show now, and every time we talk is over now.
It's always a lot. Like it's a whole burst. It's a whole burst. We bossy. So let everybody know how can they connect to you? How can they get the books? How can they get everything else that you have to offer?
Yeah, so you can definitely connect to me, SharonMonaye.com, which is the website, Facebook, Charon Monaye, Instagram, I am Charon Monaye, or you can contact me on Twitter, Pin Legacy. But if you go on my Twitter, that's where really the political Charon is. Okay, so just don't judge me.
So you like Twitter?
Yeah, when I'm yelling at Republicans.
So you're one of those, you get on Twitter, you yell at people and you tag them. Sharon.
I have to educate people. They on here talking about the president. It's like,
how are you in the House of Representatives and you don't understand?
That's exactly what I say. How are you the Senate and you blaming him and that's your job? Okay, what part of Constitution is you not?
I'm trying to tell you, I was a poli-sci major, and so it has me a lot of times. I'm like, wait a minute, like that's not like what are we talking about here? I'm like, yeah, like y'all really should be knowing. You should know what your job actually is. But I don't take to Twitter. I don't take to Twitter and yell at them.
Oh yeah, I do all the time. I have to, and then I tag them. Like I'll be at Mitch, at McCarthy.
Have they ever responded or like retweeted?
No, but I've had a lot of like the Republican friends and stuff. They'll say something, or I'll have like
so they'll like attack you.
Yeah, I don't care. Or I'll have like other people like, please educate the folks in the back. So it's like a mixed crowd, but it's definitely educational. And sometimes I'll even quote Article 1 out of the Constitution because I don't think it's bad. See? It gave everybody Michelle Goes to Con. I'm trying to help the folks. I'm trying to help the folks because if we don't educate ourselves to do right, we're gonna be in trouble 2024.
Did you see the post I tagged you in earlier about your oldest niece over here? She sent me a message and it was like, Mom, I just woke up from a nap and she said I startled myself. I'm so beautiful. And I said, see, I blame all the aunties. I said, I blame the blood aunties, like the God aunties, the appointed aunties, and I blame you because it's that attitude where you feel like you're supposed to educate people. Like you're quoting amendments and
why not? I say people are not reading it. It is my job to make sure that people are informed and aware. I do the work that nobody else in America wants to do. So since
I appreciate you for that. I applaud you.
Since people don't read the Constitution or don't know what their job title is, I feel obligated to help.
Well, yeah, you got to do it because I don't have the time for it. Alicia says Twitter ain't for the weak. I don't have a Twitter account, baby. Listen,
it's not for the weak. It's not. But when you know what you're talking about, it's like arguing with me. Because I'll even sometimes share them the link to the actual Constitution so they can read for themselves.
Sharon says stuff and then says hashtag who gonna check me, boo? Like,
and
here's the thing: your Twitter is it's perfect grammar. So there's like you're arguing with people and nobody can check you on your grammar because there's nothing worse than seeing people like go at somebody on social media and your grammar sucks. It's like I can't even take you seriously because your grammar sucks. Absolutely. But Sharon's is perfect.
Yes.
Because she's an editor.
I'm a writer.
And hashtag who gonna check me, boo?
Thank you.
Cassandra said she said she's gonna follow you on Twitter just for the laughs. Like me too. I'm ready. I at this point, like
especially now with 2022, because we're going to midterms for Congress. So if y'all are not registered to vote, please go exercise. You know, I'm always educated. I'm trying to make the viewers aware. 2022, we are going into midterms elections for Congress. Okay, so we need you to vote. Okay, whether it's Republican or Democrat, we need you to vote. But however you choose to vote, please don't complain about the consequences. Or if you decide not to vote, please don't complain about the consequences. Because at the end of the day, Congress holds your survival and your life and your money and your pocket in their hands. So go vote.
So Charon, Michelle, Monaye, all of them, you got everybody joining Twitter. Robin said, I'm going to have to hop on Twitter. Tina says, I might too. You got everybody jumping on Twitter.
Twitter is the place to be, especially starting January. When we start the midterm, girl, it's on.
It's on the pop. Well, okay. I mean, I'm already on there, but now I'm definitely going to follow you. And
you start to heat back up as soon as they start talking and all these people start putting bids in.
Yo, you know what you need to do? Michelle needs her own Twitter with the Congress book there.
She really does, because then I can really educate from a child standpoint.
What? Listen, Michelle's going to end up on CNN.
And she can, because I used to work and write for CNN. Call me.
Hashtag who gonna check me, boo? Hashtag educated Black woman. Hashtag poli-sci degree. Hashtag still work for the government. Hashtag can recite all the amendments. Hashtag.
Yes. You can't debate me. That's why I love Twitter, because as soon as I post something, all you gotta do is really agree with me.
Girl, you got Alicia. Alicia just jumped off of Facebook. She jumped over here onto Amazon so she could be over here with Cassandra. Listen, friends, those of you that are on Amazon, we've been giving you almost an hour and 20 minutes of goodness. Can y'all please do myself? Well, it's not about me, but do Charon a favor. Sow into her ministry. Sow into this new sphere that she's in, and y'all grab some of these books for your babies, for your nieces, for your grandchildren. All of her books are literally in the carousel below. And my green sweater is too. I just had to throw that in there because I did get this from Amazon. So y'all know, but no, I didn't put the wig in there. So, and that's Sharon's real hair. So her wig, so it's not a wig. So I couldn't put that on there either.
You see the gray? You see the gray?
No, we don't. I didn't.
Oh, well, I'll take a picture. It's the light.
It's all right, but honey, it's swinging. Listen, because listen, when my hair hits that length, I don't want nobody to talk to me.
It's over.
When my real hair hits that length, I'm literally gonna go live and just swing my head and don't talk to me. Don't y'all expect me to give you any insightful word? I'm just gonna swing my head, and that's gonna be the response. So, don't talk to me in advance. I'm just letting y'all know. Y'all gonna be like, Tamika is too much. She's full of herself. I am. My hair is down my back naturally now. Don't play with me. Hashtag who gonna check me, boo?
That's gonna be another book.
Okay. Michelle says. Alicia said it's swinging. She said it's swinging. It's swinging.
It's swinging, honey. Who gonna check me?
Oh God. Yeah, you honey, indeed. Good. Tina says, I love that green sweater on you, Tamika. Thank you. You can grab this right on Amazon. It's available right here in the carousel on Amazon. But in all seriousness, y'all, you guys got to get it while you're on the show with me, because it lets Amazon know that I'm super cool. My kids hate when I say that I'm super cool, but I am. So they need to understand that. So do that. So do that. So what's that? What? Oh, the sweater? I don't know what it's called. Is that what you're talking about, Cassandra? So y'all, if you've been seeing me look at my phone, it's because I communicate with Amazon here. It's not because I'm rude. Because if that was the case, hashtag who gonna check you, Tamika, right now? Charon is about to check you. All of that would have came out.
Check you.
Robin's laughing. She said, "You ain't gonna be able to speak to me when my hair gets that long." Listen, Robin said, "I'm gonna forget my real name." Okay. Who gonna check? Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
This is what happens when you don't have no stress, honey.
Okay.
This is all happiness and no stress and doing what you're supposed to do and living big. Because you got to look for the red carpet.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Don't talk to me. I don't know my name anymore. Don't ask me my name. And see, Google me and flip my hair.
Google me.
Y'all, this has been a really fun hour and a half. Basically, we had a really great time with you. If you jumped on late, make sure that you go back. There were so many great nuggets that Charon gave to us. Whether you are wanting to write a children's book, whether you're wanting to write a book, whether you have a dream, and I'm not trying to sound like Martin Luther the King, but even just how to balance all of those things. And we really got into some great boss lady conversation as well. I want to say thank you to all of my family and friends and everybody for hanging out with us. Like, some of y'all have been rocking with us the entire broadcast. Thank you so much. Thank you for those that are hanging out on Amazon. If you're not following me over here on Amazon, please do that for me. It makes me look great to Amazon. And thank you guys so much over here on Facebook. Listen, friends, I need you to make sure that you connect with Charon. Let her know that you learned about her here on Tamika Hall Live. Find her on Instagram. I am Charon Monaye. You can find her on Facebook, Charon Monaye, and go to her website, www.charonmonaye.com. And also,
wait a minute, before we go, real quick, I have to give a shout out to my illustrator, India Shiana. She is the illustrator behind all of these books. So I definitely want to give her a big shout out.
Big shout out. Great job, India. We love little Michelle. Cassandra says she just bought a book. She just bought some books. Alicia says she's getting some for her babies. So and listen, Alicia's babies, they're like little Charons. Like I definitely, Alicia could, well, actually, especially the oldest one, because the oldest one makes Alicia sit down, and in the middle of the week, she'll have church service and she will preach to Alicia and everything. So I could see her getting this Congress book and telling everybody off. Like, I really could see that. I could see that happening. Yeah. See, Alicia. Yeah, Alicia said, yes, I see it. Yeah, I do too. So, yeah, hashtag. Okay. Anyway, I love y'all. Remember, you were created to make God famous. He's anointed you to do hard things. Y'all have a blessed one. I'll see y'all in the morning for devotion. Y'all have a good evening. Adios over here on Amazon. And goodbye over here to all of y'all.